There was a time when Priya couldn't look in the mirror without tears welling up, not because of her appearance, but because of the crushing disappointment she felt inside. A year ago, her dream seemed out of reach. Priya had always wanted to be a writer. She loved the way words dance on paper, how they could touch hearts, inspire minds, and change the world. But life, as it often does, got in the way. She worked a demanding 9-to-5 job, commuted long hours, and returned home exhausted every night. Weeks turned into months, and her dusty old notebook sat untouched on her bookshelf. Every day, the voice in her head grew louder. Asterisk, you'll never be good enough. You'll never finish that book. It's too late. Asterisk, one rainy evening, after another draining day, Priya slumped onto her couch. Scrolling aimlessly on her phone, she came across a quote. Asterisk, small steps every day equals massive results over time. Asterisk, it seemed simple. Too simple, perhaps, but something about those words struck a chord deep inside her. Maybe, just maybe, she didn't need to conquer the world overnight. Maybe she could start small. That night, Priya made herself a promise. She would write for 10 minutes every day. Just 10 minutes. Not an entire chapter. Not thousands of words. Just whatever she could manage in that short time. The first few days were awkward. The words didn't flow easily. Doubt still lingered in the back of her mind. But she kept going. Some nights she barely managed a paragraph. Other nights, the words poured out faster than she could type. A week passed. Then 2. And soon a month. Priya began to notice something strange. Those 10 minutes became 15, then 20. The act of sitting down to write no longer felt like a chore. It became a ritual, something she actually looked forward to. The more she wrote, the more ideas bubbled up during the day. She'd jot them down on her phone or scribble them in a small notebook she now carried everywhere. Her confidence slowly grew. The negative voice in her head wasn't as loud anymore. In fact, it was being replaced with another voice. Asterisk, look at you. You're doing it. You're writing. Asterisk, 3 months in, Priya had written over 30,000 words. Her story was coming alive, piece by piece. Friends began to notice the sparkle in her eyes when she spoke about her writing. Even her co-workers sensed a shift in her energy. Of course, there were still tough days. Days when her mind felt blank. Days when exhaustion tried to convince her to skip writing. But she reminded herself of the promise she'd made. Just 10 minutes. On one particularly hard evening, after a long fight with self-doubt, Priya forced herself to open her laptop. 10 minutes later, something magical happened. The tension melted away. Her heart felt lighter, and the words flowed once again. Little by little, those small daily steps became something bigger. 6 months after that rainy night, Priya finished her first draft. Holding the printed pages in her hands, tears streamed down her face. Not tears of sadness, but of pride, joy, and triumph. It hadn't been about writing a perfect book. It had been about showing up every single day, no matter how small the effort seemed. Inspired by her journey, Priya shared her story on social media, hoping it might help others. The response was overwhelming. Dozens of people messaged her saying they, too, felt stuck. They, too, had dreams gathering dust. Priya encouraged them all with the same words that had changed her life. Asterisk, small steps every day equals massive results over time. Asterisk, one of those people was Arjun, an old friend who'd always wanted to get fit, but struggled with motivation. After reading Priya's post, he decided to walk for just 5 minutes each morning. 5 minutes turned into 10, then 20. Months later, Arjun completed his first 5K run and messaged Priya to thank her. Another was Mira, a stay-at-home mom who loved painting but hadn't touched a brush in years. Inspired by Priya, she began sketching for 15 minutes during her child's nap time. Within months, Mira's artwork was displayed in a local gallery. Priya realized something profound. The secret wasn't talent, time, or luck. It was consistency. Tiny, intentional actions performed daily held the power to transform lives. As for Priya, she continued writing. Her first book was published the following year. During her launch event, She stood on stage in front of a small crowd. Her voice trembled as she spoke, but her message was clear. Asterisk, I didn't write this book in a weekend. It wasn't written in a flash of inspiration. It was written one small step at a time, 10 minutes a day, over many months. And if I can do it, so can you. Asterisk, life often makes us believe that success demands giant leaps, that to achieve our dreams, we must be perfect, fearless, and capable of doing it all at once. But the truth is far simpler and far more hopeful. Small steps every day equals massive results over time. Whether you want to write a book, lose weight, learn a new skill, or change your life, you don't have to do it all today. You only need to begin. One small step, then another, and another. Over time, those tiny efforts will add up in ways you can't even imagine right now. And one day, you'll look back and realize you did it, not because of a single grand act, but because you showed up every single day. So ask yourself, what small step can you take today? Your future self is already cheering you on.